The common individual may view being a part of the largest monarchy on Earth, the British Empire, as an enjoyable experience. But the truth is that Royal Princess Anne, like everyone else in that position, was under a tremendous amount of strain. What are the royal princess's greatest challenges and how she triumphed over them? Follow along as get the shocking news that Princess Anne's husband, Sir Timothy, has broken his silence. Early life of Royal Princess Anne. Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise, also known as Royal Princess Anne, was born on the 15th of August 1950, and she is a member of the British royal family. Her full name is Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise. In addition to being the only sister of King Charles III, she is the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. She is also the only child of either of her parents. At the time of her birth, Anne was the third in line of succession to the British monarchy, but she is currently the 17th. Since 1987, she has been known as Princess Royal, a title that she will continue to maintain during her whole life. Her arrival was commemorated with a 2-1 gun salute at Hyde Park. At the time of Anne's baptism, which took place on the 21st of October 1950, the Archbishop of York, Cyril Garbett, performed the ceremony in the music room at Buckingham Palace. She was third in the line of succession to the British throne at the time of her birth, behind her mother and her elder brother Charles, who would eventually become King Charles III. Her mother was the first in the line of succession. In 1952, with the passing of her grandpa and the accession of her mother, she climbed to the position of second. Now, she is the 17th person in line. To provide care for Anne and her brothers, Charles, Andrew, and Edward, a governess named Catherine Peebles was given the responsibility. Peebles was the one who attended Buckingham Palace and was responsible for Anne's early schooling. Because Anne was only a little child at the time, she did not go to the coronation of her mother in June of 1953. In May of 1959, a Girl Guides company, known as the First Buckingham Palace Company, underwent a reformation. This company included the Holy Trinity Brompton Brownie Pack. To put it more specifically, Anne wanted to be able to interact with girls her age, just like her mother and aunt had done when they were younger. While Anne was attending boarding school in 1963, the firm continued to operate until that year. She was knocked off balance during the eventing discipline, which led to a terrifying moment in which it was uncertain whether or not she would recover swiftly. The fall occurred during the eventing discipline. Despite this, she shows an impressive amount of courage by regaining her goodwill and finishing the race still. This is a demonstration of her tenacity and dedication to both her team and her nation. At the beginning of the same year, Anne was involved in yet another serious event at the Portman Horse Trials in Dorset. She fell, which resulted in her being sent to the hospital for the night with a fractured vertebra for treatment. These events highlight the physical hazards that are associated with equestrian activities, even for someone as skillful as Princess Anne was able to participate in them. Every single fall served as a constant reminder of the unpredictability of the sport, as well as the ever-present risk of suffering a major injury. Even though she faced a lot of difficulties, Anne's passion for the sport never diminished. Her continuing participation in a variety of contests allowed her to make significant contributions to the growth of the sport, while also garnering recognition not just as a queen, but also as a serious equestrian competitor. Not only did she compete, but she also participated. She was the president of the Fédération Equestria Internationale from 1986 to 1994, during which time she exerted a significant amount of influence on the governance of equestrian sports on a worldwide scale. Her dedication extends to the humanitarian efforts that are associated with equestrianism as well. She has been a patron of the Riding for the Disabled Association since 1971, and she has been an advocate for the therapeutic and rehabilitative advantages that riding can provide for those who have impairments. Her confidence in the accessibility of equestrian activities and the benefits they offer outside the realm of competitive arenas is highlighted by her position in this organization. Princess Anne's first marriage and first divorce. Anne met Mark Phillips, a lieutenant in the 1st Queen's Dragoon Guards, in 1968 at a gathering for horse enthusiasts. Their engagement was announced on the 29th of May, 1973. On the 14th of November, 1973, the couple married at Westminster Abbey in a televised ceremony with an estimated audience of 100 million. They subsequently took up residence at Gatcombe Park. As was customary for untitled men marrying into the royal family, Phillips was offered an earldom, which he declined. Consequently, their children were born without titles. Anne and her husband had two children, Peter, born in 1977, and Zara Phillips, born in 1981. Anne and Phillips have 5 grandchildren. However, the fairy tale elements of their marriage soon gave way to less idyllic realities. Initially, the couple enjoyed a few years of marital bliss, yet, as the years passed, their relationship faced growing strains. Public appearances became rarer, and rumors of extramarital affairs began to surface. In a particularly damaging blow to their public image, it was revealed that Phillips had fathered a child, Stephanie, with New Zealand art teacher Heather Tonkin in 1985. This revelation was not confirmed until paternity tests were conducted in 1991, adding further strain to their already troubled marriage. The couple's separation was announced in 1989, and by 1992, amidst growing public speculation and continued revelations of infidelity, Anne filed for divorce. This action was finalized within 10 days, marking a decisive end to their 19-year marriage. This period in Anne's life was tumultuous and received extensive media coverage, often portraying her personal life in a sensationalist light. The scandal reached its peak with allegations involving Anne's rumored affair with her bodyguard, Peter Cross. This relationship was thrust into the spotlight when Peter allegedly sold their story to the press, a betrayal that fetched a staggering sum and caused a media frenzy. Such private details becoming public fodder only compounded the difficulties Anne faced during these trying times. Despite these personal challenges, Anne maintained a poised and dignified presence in public. Her ability to do so spoke volumes about her strong character and royal training. The year of her divorce, 1992, was famously referred to as the Annus Horribilis by her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, due to the numerous difficulties faced by the royal family, including separations and divorces that plagued the family's image. In the aftermath of her divorce, Anne did find happiness again, remarrying Commander Timothy Lawrence. Before we dive deeper into her story, Princess Anne's challenges were far from behind her. Unbeknownst to her, a darker twist awaited just around the corner. What was this new threat, and how did it shape her fate? Let's uncover the details. Attempted abduction, the 20th of March, 1974, is a day Princess Anne will never forget. What began as a routine day took a dramatic turn when Princess Anne and Mark Phillips were returning to Buckingham Palace from a charity event. However, a Ford Escort forced them to stop just short of the mall. The driver of the Escort, Ian Ball, leaped out and began firing a pistol. Inspector James Beaton, Anne's protection officer, exited the car to shield her in an attempt to disarm Ball. Unfortunately, Beaton's firearm, a Walther PPK, jammed, and he was shot by Ball, as was Anne's chauffeur, Alex Callender, when he tried to intervene. Brian McConnell, a nearby tabloid journalist, also stepped in and was shot in the chest. Ball approached Anne's car and declared his intention to abduct her and hold her for ransom, with sources varying the amount between £2 million and £3 million, which he claimed he intended to donate to the National Health Service. Ball demanded Anne get out of the car, to which she boldly replied, "Not likely." Eventually, Anne exited the other side of the limousine, as did her lady-in-waiting, Rowena Brassey. A passing pedestrian, a former boxer named Ron Russell, struck Ball and led Anne away from the scene. At that moment, Police Constable Michael Hills arrived. He too was shot by Ball, but he had already called for police backup. Detective Constable Peter Edmonds responded, pursued, and finally apprehended Ball. Beaton, who had been Anne's sole bodyguard, later remarked about royal security. "I had nothing. A backup car was not available. We assumed nothing would happen, therefore it was understandable that the training was non-existent. Their training and specialization have advanced to an elite level." Immediate action was taken following the incident to replace the Walther PPK weapon and end the practice of using a single protection officer. Everyone hurt, Beaton, Hills, Callender, and McConnell, went to the hospital and made a full recovery. The Queen, who was in Indonesia at the time, presented Beaton with the George Cross for defending Princess Anne. Callender, McConnell, and Edmonds were presented with the Queen's Gallantry Medal, while Hills and Russell were presented with the George Medal. Anne paid Beaton a visit to the hospital to express her gratitude for his help. It was falsely stated that Russell's mortgage was paid off by the Queen. According to Russell, in 2020, a police officer had hinted that it may happen, so he stopped making his mortgage payments in preparation. After 4 months, he almost had his house confiscated. On charges of kidnapping and attempted murder, Ball entered a guilty plea. Having been diagnosed with schizophrenia, he was confined at Broadmoor Hospital as of March 2024 under the Mental Health Act. Although Mark Phillips could not protect Princess Anne from harm, another man would have willingly put his life on the line to do so. He went under the name of Timothy Lawrence. Tell me about Timothy. How did he meet Princess Anne? We will now go into their narrative. The relationship between Princess Anne and Timothy Lawrence, it is not just via a renowned military career and major achievements across a variety of fields, such as defense, property management, and historical conservation, that Sir Timothy Lawrence's life narrative develops. It is not only a romantic epic that is connected to the British royal family. Having been born on the 1st of March 1955 in Camberwell, South London, Sir Timothy James Hamilton Lawrence was exposed to a life of discipline and duty from an early age. A combination of military discipline and civilian enterprise, his father, Commander Guy Stewart Lawrence, served in the Royal Navy and then worked as a salesman for a marine engine company. This combination of military rigor and civilian enterprise was an influence that caused Timothy to pursue a broad professional path. While attending New Beacon Preparatory School and Sevenoaks School in Kent, Timothy received an education that set the groundwork for his leadership abilities as well as his intellectual prowess. As a recipient of a Navy scholarship, he received a degree in geography from the University of Durham, where he finished with honors and received an upper second-class degree. The fact that he served as the editor of the student newspaper Palatinate throughout his time at university was a testament to his early interest in leadership and communication. His academic accomplishments were not the only thing that made his time at university memorable. Timothy's career in the Royal Navy began in 1973 when he was commissioned as a midshipman. Following his rapid advancement through the ranks, he was promoted to the rank of lieutenant 4 years later. His naval career was defined by a variety of jobs that were both tough and diversified. One of these roles was serving as the navigating officer aboard the destroyer HMS Sheffield. Later, he was given command of the patrol boat HMS Signet off the coast of Northern Ireland under high-pressure situations. Because of his leadership talents, he received early recognition, which included a mention in dispatches for his service, which is a significant military honor. In 1986, he was given the position of equerry to the Queen, which was an important milestone in his naval career. This position required him to personally attend to the sovereign and allowed him to develop strong connections with members of the royal family, which would eventually lead to his marriage. His career in the Navy culminated in prominent roles, such as commanding officer of HMS Montrose and director of Navy resources and programs at the Ministry of Defense, which allowed him to demonstrate his skill in naval operations and strategic defense planning. Even though he retired from active duty in 2010, Sir Timothy continued to have an impact by using his significant leadership and managerial skills in positions that had an impact on national heritage, property development, and infrastructure. In his capacity as chairman of the English Heritage Trust, he was responsible for overseeing the administration and preservation of historical sites located throughout England. Further highlighting his important contributions to urban development and regeneration initiatives was the fact that he was involved with the Parrott Centre Regeneration and served as the non-executive chairman for Dorchester. Regeneration. The unbreakable alliance, Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Lawrence, are related to one another. We have previously noted that Sir Timothy Lawrence became a member of the royal family in 1986 when he was appointed as an equerry to the Queen. This event marked the beginning of a crucial chapter in the lives of both Sir Timothy and Princess Anne. This bond, which was established in the halls of royal responsibilities, has developed into a very intimate one that has persisted through both controversy and celebration. Their first encounter resulted in an immediate connection, which was characterized by people who were close to them as a link that was both physical and emotional. During a period in which both of them were intensely immersed in their respective jobs within the royal family, they began to build mutually beneficial friendships. Anne, who was negotiating the difficulties of royal life and her turbulent marriage, found solace and support in Sir Timothy, who was noted for his calm demeanor and understanding disposition. He was a source of comfort and support for Anne. In 1988, during a quieter moment away from the public eye, Princess Anne demonstrated her concern for Lawrence when he fell ill with shingles. She visited him multiple times, bringing along her young children, Peter and Zara. These visits were not hidden from the public, suggesting a comfortable familiarity and openness in their relationship, which was still platonic in the eyes of onlookers at that time. By September of the same year, their relationship took a more formal turn when Anne appointed Sir Timothy as an advisor to her charity, Anne's Charities Trust. This move was seen by many as an indication of her trust and affection for him, further solidifying his role not just as an equerry, but as a key figure in her circle. The depth of their connection became publicly evident in March 1989, following the theft and subsequent media frenzy around a series of personal letters between the two. These letters, filled with philosophical musings and expressions of care, were stolen from Anne's desk and later handed over to the police by a national newspaper. Although the newspaper chose not to publish the contents, it sensationalized the theft itself. Despite no explicit revelations, the incident confirmed the special bond between Sir Timothy and Anne, sparking widespread speculation about the nature of their relationship. At the same time that their letters were made public, Anne's marriage to Captain Mark Phillips was beginning to show signs of strain. It was hardly shocking when the couple announced their split in August 1989, considering the years of rumors about their problems. Anne found stability and comfort in Sir Timothy throughout this turbulent period. Anne and Sir Timothy's romance progressed to the point that they planned to tie the knot in December 1992, shortly after Anne's divorce from Phillips was finalized. A small, intimate gathering of relatives and friends was in attendance for the Scottish wedding at Balmoral Castle. Anne and Sir Timothy began a new chapter in their life together, one that was defined by mutual regard and dedication to both their private and public endeavors. Silent but strong, Sir Timothy and Princess Anne have kept their relationship under wraps for many years. It is common to see Sir Timothy escorting Anne on her many royal engagements and lending his support to her many humanitarian pursuits. Their unwavering commitment to one another and the strength of their love have allowed them to weather the storms of life together. As Princess Anne grieves, Sir Timothy Lawrence is at her side. Throughout Princess Anne's most difficult times, Sir Timothy Lawrence was there for her without fail. When her parents, Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth, passed away in 2021 and 2022 respectively, his presence was vital during the times of bereavement. The passing of Prince Philip was a devastating blow to Princess Anne, who had a unique relationship with her father based on mutual regard and shared passions, especially for equestrian sports and military activities. Despite her reputation for stoicism, Anne's public tribute to her father was a powerful act of self-appreciation. She made a point of mentioning in her statement how he showed her the importance of living a life of service. Amidst the immense public and media scrutiny, Sir Timothy stood as a reassuring and supportive figure, providing comfort and company. At the funeral, Anne played a particularly moving role. Normally, male members of the royal family would walk behind Prince Philip's coffin, but she defied custom by doing the opposite. She had a deep bond with her father and wanted to do something special to commemorate him. And this action showed that. Not only was Sir Timothy her spouse, but he was also an invaluable source of emotional support for her during this difficult time. He was a great support to Anne as she dealt with the pressures of public sorrow and his knowledge of royal obligations and sadness. There was a palpable sense of historical and personal gravity around Queen Elizabeth's last hours spent at Balmoral Castle when she passed away the following year. Keeping true to the austere elegance that has always defined her public presence, Anne was one of those who remained at her mother's side right up to the end. At these times, Anne needed Sir Timothy's presence to provide her emotional support. In the days of sadness and the complicated ceremonies that followed the Queen's death, his discreet but steadfast support was vital. Though intensely private, their shared moments of loss were sometimes apparent in their conversations and the rare occasions when Anne let her feelings show. The emotional toll of the day was evident in Anne's rare display of sensitivity after the Queen's burial when she accepted an embrace from a member of staff. Both the visible and invisible presence of Sir Timothy demonstrated the depth of understanding and mutual support that had grown into a partnership based on shared responsibilities. There was a point in Princess Anne's life when she needed Sir Timothy Lawrence's help again. But when did this time come? Furthermore, was Sir Timothy as competent as before? We will discover. Princess Anne's accident. In the wake of a sad event that occurred on the 23rd of June, 2024, at Princess Anne's rural house, Gatcombe Park, rapid developments have surfaced on the subject of Princess Anne. A significant amount of worry has been expressed by both the general public and the royal family in response to the occurrence. She is well known for her strong constitution and her active participation in public engagements. The terrible fall that Princess Anne, who is 73 years old, experienced while strolling on the estate resulted in her being admitted to the hospital immediately. For the time being, the specifics of the collision are still not entirely known. Considering that she had a concussion and a brief loss of memory as a consequence of this tragedy, there are considerable worries over her overall health and her capacity to recover completely at her age. The severity of Princess Anne's condition was reflected in the prompt transportation she got to Southmead Hospital following the accident. There, she received comprehensive medical care that was beyond her expectations. One of the most important factors that led to her eventual release on June 28 was the prompt and skilled reaction of the medical personnel. Princess Anne was forced to postpone substantial obligations, including a commemorative ceremony that was highly anticipated in Canada due to an unexpected occurrence. Even though it is anticipated that she will continue her road to full recovery from the comfort of her own home with the assistance of ongoing rehabilitation efforts, Princess Anne was forced to cancel these engagements. The purpose of this event was to pay tribute to the bravery displayed by the Newfoundland Regiment during the Battle of the Somme. Her absence was keenly regretted, particularly because she had a strong emotional connection to these commemorations. This personal connection was brought to light in her message that was communicated by the Governor-General of Canada during the centennial celebration of the Newfoundland National War Memorial. The accident that Princess Anne was involved in and her present state of health has sparked conversations on the demanding nature of royal duties. These conversations have focused on her role as one of the most conscientious members of the royal family, who has regularly attended hundreds of formal events each year. Her capacity to keep such a full schedule has been a tribute to her commitment, which has been praised in the past by individuals such as Dickie Arbiter, who served as Queen Elizabeth's press spokesperson in the past. You may be curious about the thoughts that her husband, Sir Timothy, has on her illness, as well as the role that he plays in the wider picture. Continue to stay here to discover out the comments of Sir Timothy Lawrence on Princess Anne's recuperation. In the same way that he always has been, Sir Timothy continues to be at Anne's side. Not too long ago, he broke his silence over Princess Anne's health, which came as a complete surprise to everyone because of his genuine display of worry. As he candidly acknowledged, "I'm so scared," he revealed the extent of his feelings over the accident that occurred with his wife not too long ago. Throughout the entirety of this challenging period, Sir Timothy has maintained a consistent presence, providing assistance and continuing to keep the concerned public informed. After he had been at the hospital for more than 2 hours on one of his trips, he was accosted by reporters seeking information. The updates that he has provided have been cautiously positive. Nonetheless, he has acknowledged the slow pace of Anne's recovery. He has indicated that although progress is being made, the trip to full health will be gradual and steady. The regular visits that Sir Timothy makes to the hospital have been a reassuring habit. These trips are frequently followed by tiny gestures from home, such as a cold bag full of delicacies brought to Anne to improve her spirits. By interacting with members of the public and the media, Sir Timothy has provided his audience with insightful information on the status of the Princess Royal. Both in interactions with those who wish him well and in brief interviews, he has repeatedly expressed his gratitude to the medical personnel and the hospital staff for the outstanding care and compassion they have shown him. He mentioned that he and Anne are extremely thankful to the emergency services and medical personnel who gave prompt and skilled treatment at the scene of the incident. Their assistance was greatly appreciated. The collaborative effort that has been crucial in managing this terrible situation was brought to Sir Timothy's attention to underscore its importance. The community and those who follow the royal family have come together to show their support for the pair by offering messages of encouragement and praying for a fast recovery. To emphasize how much this outpouring of support means to them, Sir Timothy remarked that they are genuinely moved by the nice comments that they have received from a large number of individuals, both close and far away. There is no question that the collective kindness that has been shown to him and Princess Anne during this difficult period has served as a source of comfort for both of them. The legacy of Princess Anne has been celebrated as the royal family's trustiest anchor and a beacon of good, old-fashioned public service, with over 20,000 engagements since turning 18. In her early adulthood, she was known as a royal renegade for opting not to give her children titles despite being the spare to the heir. The media often portrayed young Anne as aloof and haughty, earning her the nickname Her Royal Rudeness. She sparked controversy in 1982 when she famously told photographers to naff off at the badminton horse trials. Vanity Fair once noted that Anne has a reputation for inheriting her father's famously sharp tongue and waspish wit. Reflecting on her early public role, Anne shared, "It's not just about, can I get a tick in the box for doing this? No, it's about serving. It took me probably 10 years before I felt confident enough to contribute to saving the children's public debates, because you needed to understand how it works on the ground, and that required very wide coverage. So my early trips were really important." Anne performed 11,088 engagements between the years 2002 and 2022, making her the royal with the most engagements done. She is frequently praised as the most hard-working royal. Anne is still considered to be one of the most beloved royals in Britain. Camilla Tominey, the editor of The Telegraph, referred to her as a national treasure in her article. She stated that she is regarded as one of the great eccentrics of England and that her persistent work ethic has gained her a great deal of respect. In addition, Tominey viewed Anne's public function as a paradox, describing her as both a protocol taskmaster and an occasional rule breaker. Particularly noteworthy is the fact that Anne insists on doing her hair and cosmetics, and she frequently drives herself to engagements, even to the point of actually pleading guilty to 2 separate speeding tickets for being late. She explains that she does not shake hands with members of the public during walkabouts, stating that the assumption was that it was impossible to shake hands with everyone, thus she refrains from doing so. Her down-to-earth personality is also obvious in her personal life, as she has been seen fixing fences at Gatcombe and waiting in line for the Portaloos during her daughter's equestrian competitions. Her modesty is also visible in her professional life. Anne is also well known for her advocacy of specialized causes, such as the National Lighthouse Museum and the Wet Wheels Foundation, which works to make sailing more accessible to the general public. During her 60th and 70th birthdays, Anne was asked by the BBC and Vanity Fair if she would retire. She responded by denying the possibility, noting the precedent set by her parents, as well as her commitment to her monarchical responsibilities. Despite the fact that she always demonstrates an outstanding degree of elegance and civility, her public demeanor has been described as one that does not take fools lightly. Edward Enninful, the editor of British Vogue, has lauded Princess Anne as a real fashion hero who has been enthusiastic about sustainable fashion for a significant amount of time before it became fashionable. She is praised for her impeccable sense of style, which is characterized by a classic elegance that frequently incorporates British labels and a fondness for fitted suits and tweeds. Anne, who is well known for recycling her clothing, is notable for wearing the same flowery print dress to the weddings of the Prince of Wales in 1981 and Lady Rose Windsor in 2008. In addition to being the patron of the United Kingdom Fashion and Textile Association, she is well known for the daring designs and vivid splashes of color that she creates. In many cases, Anne's fashion choices are a reflection of her equestrian interests, as well as the necessity of practicality for her schedule. In the 1970s and 80s, she was often photographed in trends like puff sleeves, cardigans, bright florals, and multicolored stripes. She is also one of the few royal women to don a military uniform. According to The Guardian, Anne is rarely seen without a brooch at royal events, and her hat choices have ranged from jockey caps to bold pattern designs. As part of London Fashion Week in the year 2020, she was the one who gave the Queen Elizabeth II Award for British Design. The first time Anne appeared on the cover of British Vogue was in September 1971, when she was 21 years old. She then appeared on the cover again in May and November 1973. which coincided with the period that she became engaged to Mark Phillips. Additionally, she was featured on the cover story of Vanity Fair in May 2020. Tatler magazine classified her as one of the most glamorous royals in Europe in the year 2024. Anne was the first member of the royal family to be found guilty of a criminal offense. She has the honor of bearing this distinction. A punishment of £500 was imposed on her after she entered a guilty plea to the charge of owning a dog that was dangerously out of control by the Dangerous Dogs Act of 1991 inches, November of 2002. Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Lawrence's love and mutual regard for one another have only grown stronger throughout their relationship, despite the difficulties they have encountered. Their long-lasting union is founded on the same principles: unflinching support and a profound comprehension of one another, which demonstrates that their connection continues to thrive despite the challenges they continually face. We appreciate you watching. To receive more updates, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and make comments. You may also click the video that is now playing on your screen to view further videos that will blow your mind.